Welcome to Dragon Ball Z, it's Abyss, and in this video, I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks that I wish I knew earlier. Now remember to hit that like button and subscribe to help support the channel. Alright, let's talk about some tips and tricks that I wish I knew earlier. Okay, first up is how to find a campfire / rest spot. So maybe you're out exploring and fighting a bunch of enemies and you want to restore all of your HP. One quick way of doing this is locating a campfire. But when you pull up the map, there is no icon for one. So what you're going to want to do is fly high up into the air and look for the gray line of smoke coming from the campfire. By resting at a campfire, it will completely restore your party's HP and ki. I find this useful if you are out and about in between missions or exploring. It only takes a quick second to rest and this will completely restore your HP. Next is the save and reload trick. So if you're looking for some regular items that spawn into the map, let's say for example fish bait like the Holy Crab M or Z. Now the reason why you want these items is because it raises the chance of rare golden fish appearing, which will play into our next subject. You will go to a fishing spot, just bring up the map to locate the icon. Right around the area where you fish, you can find some bait. Pick up the bait, then make a save. Afterwards, reload that save. When you spawn back in, the bait will be there again for you to pick up. You can do this over and over again, but the main goal is to collect enough Holy Crab M or Z to increase the chance of rare golden fish. You can do this with regular items that collect automatically when you get near them. Next is how to get and farm Zeni. So I want to talk about the fastest way to get and farm Zeni. I was just talking about the Holy Crab M or Z. You want to use this fishing bait before you go fishing to increase the chance of rare golden fish. After using them, you will notice two types of fish outlined in the water. The regular one is the dark blue fish, and the rare gold is the light yellow fish that sticks out like a sore thumb. When you catch the rare golden fish, you will get a chance to earn a couple gold giant fish gemstone S or L. Fish for a while to stock up on those items. Then when all said is done, go over to the store and sell them. The gold giant fish gemstone S sells for 1,000 and the L sells for 3,000. Now there is a way to get 30,000 Zeni, but I honestly don't recommend it. I will go over that later in a different section, but for now I would stock up on a bunch of those gemstones and then sell them to earn Zeni the fastest way. Next is Vitadrinks. Now that we have a way to farm Zeni, you want to go to the store and buy some Vitadrinks. There is a medium version for 500 Zeni, which will recover 50,000 health, and there is a large version for 1,000 Zeni, which will recover 200,000 health. After you purchase these items, make sure you go into your menu and set them as a shortcut so that you can use them during battle, just in case you run into any trouble during a boss fight. Next is how to level up fast. Okay, let's talk about the fastest way to level up. If you go home and you talk to Chi-Chi, you can ask her to make you a full course meal, and the first one on the list is the meat course. If you'll notice that there is the effect duration of 10 minutes and the meal effect is 15% experience. Now this is a temporary bonus, so I have a better solution which is permanent. You're going to go to the community tab in the menu, click on that, and then you're going to go to community board, right? So once you're inside of there, then you want to go to the training community. What you'll notice is the community skills over on the right hand side. Where I'm at right now is at rank 5 and my battle XP bonus is at 15%. But when you get this to max level, your battle XP bonus will be at 100%. So now, once you get those bonuses right there, you'll be able to do submissions, and whenever you fight, you're going to get more XP, main missions, more XP, out in the open world when you're fighting, more XP. Later on with the Dragon Balls, you can basically revive an old opponent, fight them, and you will gain more XP. So you want to work on this community board, the training community, and try to unlock at least rank 4 as soon as possible so that you get the battle experience at 15%. Now, I am going to be breaking this community board down in the next couple of sections. Next is sub-stories, also known as side missions. Now, these are extremely important to do as soon as they are available. Number one, whenever you complete them, you're going to get some good XP, which will help you keep you on par with the main story. But more importantly, when you complete certain sub-stories, if you meet that character for the first time, you have a chance to get their soul emblem. This is going to be extremely important for the community board. So there is two ways to check and see if there's any sub-stories available. Number one, you can go to the world map, just hover over it and look for some blue pillars. Those are the sub-stories. The red pillar is the main story. So that is one way to check by looking at the world map. The second way of checking is in the main menu and clicking on story. You will be able to see what is in progress. The dark orange are the sub-stories that are available right now, and the ones below that are the ones that are not available yet. Either they will be available later on, maybe after you complete a certain sub-story, or maybe you have to revive an old opponent with the Dragon Balls. So check and see if there's any sub-stories available on the map or within your menu. Next, let's talk about soul emblems. So we're going to head back to the training community board, and you'll notice that some of them are glowing orange and others are not. The one that I'm hovering over right now is not. So if you go to the soul emblem detail by clicking the Y button on Xbox, triangle on PlayStation, and we can get a little bit more information. So the community level right there will tell you what level they're at and how many points they get when you place them on the board. They also have confirmed bonuses when you pair them next to another character. So right over here, the second one is let me add them, and you get +2 if those two are by each other. So I'm going to place him right by the other one that we just saw, and now those two are going to get 2 extra points. And then you'll get a little speech that they'll talk and stuff. But more important is you're going to be getting a bonus when you pair up certain soul emblems by each other. So test it out and pair up as many as you can possible. For now, I would place all of your soul emblems on the training community. Even though certain characters' community level is low for training, place all of them there until it's full. Then get rid of the ones that are low and place them where they are better suited. Now, there is a way to increase the training level, but that is through gifts. That is what we're going to be talking about next. All right, next we're going to talk about gifts. So you notice right underneath the character, it says A for gifts. So when you hit the A button on Xbox or X on PlayStation, you can gift a character an item. What it will do, it will raise the community level. So you'll notice right here, it says power protein. And then at the very bottom, it says a gift item, training proficiency +2. The next one is development, and so on and so on. Certain gifts will raise the community level for you, right? So for this one, it's going to bring my training proficiency up +2. Since I have a bunch of them, I'm going to use that one. So before, my training level was at 3 for this guy. Now it is at 5. So one thing to note is this character's max training level is at 11. So this might not be a good one to gift an item that raised the training level when it only maxes out at 11. There is others that I have in my inventory that their training level can go up to 25. That one would be better to raise it up all the way, because our ultimate goal is to get our community rank to max so that we get that 100% battle XP bonus. Next, let's talk about the Superpower protein. This gift item will raise your training proficiency +4. Now, I found one on the map over in Orange City in the northern part where I'm showing you right now. Now, the thing is, my save and reload trick does not work on gift items. They only work on those regular items that collect once you get close enough. So you can see this pink orb right here. You have to actually pick it up. So the save and reload trick does not work. So I'm still testing out on how to farm these better. As of right now, you can find these items on the world map, or you can get them in certain sub-stories. If you have a way to farm these better, then please leave a comment down below. Okay, so a quick recap on the community board. You want to complete sub-stories to unlock soul emblems. You want to place certain soul emblems by other ones to unlock bonuses. You want to gift certain soul emblems items that will raise their training proficiency up to 25. And our ultimate goal is get that community skill to max rank so that the battle XP will be at 100%. Next, let's talk about Dragon Balls. So after the second saga, you will be able to collect all 7. When you go to the world map, it will tell you which region has a Dragon Ball in it. Once you collect all 7, you will then be able to make a wish. They are simple to collect, and you can see right there, they're just right there on the map. You just pick it up and you're good to go. Now, the first set are basically fighting other enemies again. I recommend doing those, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the bottom 3. So the first one is I want Z orbs. So by making this wish, you're going to get blue, red, and green orbs times 10,000, rainbow times 10. After you make that wish, those Dragon Balls will disappear and you will either have to pick them up at a later time, and this depends on where you are in the story. The next one is I want to be rich. Now, if you remember earlier when I showed you how to get and farm Zeni, this is how you're going to get 30,000 Zeni. This I do not recommend because we can easily farm this on our own. And the last one is I want rare items. Now this one I'm on the fence with because it gives you a good amount of rare items. But what I would do first is I would complete all of the rematches because those are actually sub stories. And if you meet those characters for the first time and you don't have their soul emblem, you can possibly get it from that. So after you complete all of those sub stories where you do the rematch, then you might want to consider doing the rare item one. Next, we're going to go over some quick combat tips. First one is countering. This one is called vanish attacks. So when you're holding the block button and you hit the A on Xbox or X on PlayStation, when you're holding that block button and you hit that button just before an attack, you will teleport behind the enemy and then you will be able to do some combos on them. Keep in mind, this uses a lot of ki. Because of that, you can actually recover your ki in battle. By holding down the Y button on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation, this will charge your ki. Next, there's another move called Surge. When your tension gauge and your ki is full, hold down that Y button or triangle again to activate the Surge effect, which will boost all of your stats. These 3 I use a lot during battle. That's why I want to quickly go over them. Next, we're going to talk about the super attack palette. So when you go into the main menu and you select character, at the very bottom it says X for super attack palette. This will also be square on PlayStation. These are your super attack shortcuts. One thing that drove me crazy through the main story is when the game will switch you to another character, and you know how you get into a rhythm when you're fighting and then all of a sudden you're using one of your super attacks and it's a different button. So you need to set up your super attack palette for each individual character, and I recommend that you set it up to where the super attack that you use the most is your favorite button, and then go to each character and set it up that way. This way it won't drive you crazy like it did to me. Next, we're going to talk about know-how. So this is in the same menu that we were just at. You're just going to hit the left bumper or right bumper on Xbox, L1, R1 on PlayStation, and you can easily set up your know-hows. You get these from your skill tree, and this is something that is really easy to overlook because there's so much to do and you're worried about maybe your super attacks and you don't really pay close attention to this. And I didn't actually set this up until a little bit later in the game. So you want to quickly do this, and this will give you some extra bonuses that you don't want to miss out on. Next, we're going to talk about party bonus. So if you remember earlier when we were in the community board and how we were placing the emblems by certain characters and they were getting a bonus. Here is an example when you place Gohan with Piccolo. You're going to get the master and student bonus. Now it doesn't say much here, but it does give you the extra points right there that you can see that's useful for the community board. Now, take these 2 and place them in the party together, and if you look towards the right, the party bonus for master and student is 8% surge effect duration and 8% to amount of surge gauge is filled. So when you're setting up your party, check and see if there's any kind of bonuses that you can use and then place that party together. Next, we're going to talk about permanent status boosts. So over towards the right of the meal, you'll see where it says meal effect. Those are temporary bonuses. What's below it that says status boost, those are permanent. The best meals to eat are the full course meals. Eventually, those permanent stats will add up, so eat whenever you have an opportunity to. Next, we're going to talk about intermissions. So whenever this comes up, take the opportunity to go and relax. There is no need to rush through the story. Take the time to collect some items, train, and complete some sub-stories. All right, there you have it. Those are the tips and tricks that I wish I knew earlier. If there's anything that you would like to add, then please leave them in the comments down below. But other than that, I hope you all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you next time.